Okay, we're back, and I'm delighted to have in the studio with us today Terry Rasmussen, and he heads up the Redemption Ridge Ministry, which is a unique ministry that deals with sex trafficking in and around our area. And want to get an update on the ministry and also let you know of a very special event coming up. Hopefully you'll participate in. Terry, good to see you. And Redemption Ridge, and you've been in and you're talking about it. Give us an update on the ministry, because you guys are just doing an incredible job.
Well, we're just plugging away, pretty close to having the licensing and all the things that go along with that. You're looking at policies and procedures, programming, all that kind of stuff is all getting finalized right now. We're got our architect, Ken Snelling, working on design on the building that we're going to remodel. So we again, we have a building in the area, 3,600 square foot building. So he's working on several conceptual issues there and what that looks like. And there's, again, 4 agencies that this set of plans has to be approved, you know, from DHS to fire to county to city. So there's several processes that has to go through. And so we're still, you know, working on funding for that and doing pretty well on that. And then, of course, long-term funding, you gotta sustain it once the door's open. So that's what we're working on. So
Redemption Ridge, tell us the ministry in a nutshell what it is.
Well, shocking to a lot of people. It's amazing. I've been talking about this for a couple of years, and I still, just this week, talking to people, they'll go, really? That's going on here? There's human trafficking, sex trafficking, the buying and selling of human beings. And what we're focusing in on is the teens, the underage girls that are being sold, and they're being trafficked right up and down I-5. And I-5 is a huge corridor for that, from Seattle to San Diego. They keep these girls on the move, and Medford is a natural transit point, drop-off point, because it's a good place for them to head over towards Vegas from here as they cut across Reno, Vegas, and that area. So there's this, it's called the West Coast Kiddie Track, and they move these girls around. And Portland is one of the major epicenters of human trafficking in the United States.
Wow.
So these girls are being bought and sold like commodities, and there's no place in the state of Oregon at this time for minors to go when they've been rescued or pulled out of it. So
now you work with agencies to get them out, and then you're looking for a place to bring them to rescue them.
Well, exactly. There's no place for them. So right now they'll go to DHS, they'll go into foster care, they'll go to jail, they'll go wherever law enforcement can hold them, which in a lot of cases, since they're a victim, that just re-victimizes them. But the law enforcement needs to get them out of the situation, and there's no place to put them. So this is going to be a long-term shelter for these girls. It's not going to be a 90-day stay or that type of thing. These girls typically get trafficked because the home life is not good.
Right.
So there's no place to return them to. So the home is designed to have a place for them to heal.
Wow. All right. Now, you got a special event coming up, and I want to say to our viewers and listeners, this is a huge problem, and Terry's absolutely right. Medford ends up being one of the focal points of this incredible trafficking issue between, as he said, Seattle and San Diego. So there's a special auction and dinner coming up to help them with this shelter that they're putting together. And I can tell you, these things just don't fall together. You got to work at it. And you got an event coming up on the 10th of December. It's going to be at the Rogue Valley Country Club. It's an evening. It's a dinner and an auction. But you have some open sponsorships and things. Tell us about that, Terry.
Well, there's 30 tables to be hosted, and we've got quite a few of them hosted, but they're still available if an organization or an individual wants to host a table. It's $500 for a table of 10, and you can invite your friends to come and be a part of it, and or you can sign up individually as well. So you can go to our website, redemptionridge.com, and it's real easy to sign up there. But you can, a lot of businesses and individuals are just hosting tables and inviting their friends to come and listen. The neat thing is this evening, not only is there going to be an auction, we've got Detective Mike Geiger from the Portland Human Trafficking Division coming down, Sergeant Mike Geiger. And he sees connections between what's happening in Portland and Medford constantly. Text messages, you know, phones that they confiscate. Hey, I'm going to, you know, these pimps will have these phones and they'll have messages like, hey, I got to pick up a blonde in Medford on my way down through. And things like that. So they're literally, again, using these girls as commodities, but he's going to come down and show the connection of how this is all happening through the I-5 corridor and where Medford really is a major player in this whole thing.
You know, I think we're overwhelmed that this is in our backyard, but it is. And if this shelter can get built, and it will be built, then it becomes an incredible opportunity to not only get these girls out of this, out of the trafficking business, but get them introduced to Christ and save their lives. Let me ask you this. You obviously need more than people just showing up at the bank, but where are you in this construction project and how people can get involved and support that?
Well, just like your project, Terry. You know, we've had a lot of people come alongside and say, hey, when you're ready to go, I'm taking care of this area.
Okay.
So if you're a contractor or a supplier of any kind, we have a 3,600 square foot building that's going to have to be pretty much gutted and redone. And we're going to need help with that. And our goal is to be working on that in the spring, right about the time you're finished with your project.
I don't know.
So
I'm ready for root canals.
So yeah, they can be involved in that. They can. We're going to be setting up a way so they can adopt a room. Say,
good.
you know what? Hey, our organization wants to redo the kitchen, or we're going to take on a bedroom, or we're going to take on whatever. And
good.
And so that opportunity will be there.
All right. So they go to redemptionridge.com for that information as well.
And we've got some great presenting sponsors already. Claudio Alvarez Construction.
Good.
You know Claudio Alvarez,
very
and
much,
his wife has been on our events team, and she's helping to plan this thing since the get-go. They've just been there with us from the get-go.
Yeah.
They're great people. International Safety Services out of Redding, California.
Redding?
Yeah, we're getting sponsorships out of that area.
That's wonderful.
Her sister, the gal who owns it, her sister is on our events team. Good. And that's helpful, and she came up to our event at the Vineyard this summer, and so we're doing that. Precision Electric's on board with us, helping us out. So they've been some great sponsors. And some of the neat auction items that we have coming up, one is a weekend stay up at Howard Prairie Resort. That was a huge cattle ranch way back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And during the Depression, it was lost to the state lack of property taxes being paid.
Right.
So the state builds a resort. Well, they held on to one little piece this family has forever.
Oh, really?
And it's the only private residence on the entire Howard Prairie Resort lake.
Yeah.
And I get the privilege of going to this house a couple of times a year with another organization, but it's not open to the public. They don't rent it out. Yeah. But they've offered a weekend at this house, and it was just built. It was designed by Ken Snelling and built by Ken Snelling. And this is a huge, beautiful, gorgeous lodge. Sleeps like 15.
Wow.
But it's just fantastic. Has its own little private pond and water feature and fireplaces, and it's just gorgeous. It's like 4,000 square feet. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to auction off a weekend up there, and that's exciting. We've got an iPad Mini.
Oh, good.
You might need to come down and.
I don't know. I'm high-teched out.
We've got a Hellgate package.
Good.
With a night stay.
Oh.
And a dinner at Tap Rock restaurant over there right on the river. So that's going to be going on. And then we've got Red Lily Vineyard out in the Applegate donated. They do little concerts along the Applegate River out there because that's where they're located. And they do concerts on the river. And they've given us a package for a table of 8 with hors d'oeuvres and wine and everything for the evening. And it's a great auction item. So it'd be a nice...
Well, Redemption Ridge, folks, I really want to encourage you. Go to redemptionridge.com. Check out the website. There's a picture of it there on the screen for those watching on the Dove TV. Also there, you can sign up and sponsor a table. They need a couple more table sponsors, $500. That's just coming up December 10th. Maybe you could be a silver sponsor and maybe sponsor a couple of tables. So go to the website, check that out. If you are involved or you want to get involved in the actual renovation of this building, again, contact them through the website. That'll be coming up this spring. But I think when you hear the officer coming down from Portland sharing the connection between Portland and Medford on this whole issue of sex trafficking, it's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah, he actually, while he's in the area, he's probably going to be doing, we're working on getting it set up. It looks like a session with law enforcement doing some training down here while he's here as well.
Really?
Yes. So,
that's wonderful.
He's very well educated on the subject.
Well, it's a big issue, and what an opportunity to change a life. And so if the Lord's tugging on your heart to get involved in this, just go to redemptionridge.com and help them. Let's get some more of those tables sold out, and also sign up to help them with the project when that comes up this spring. And go out there and, you know, bid on some of these items. If you get that cabin on the lake, You can give it to me. Just kidding.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, that's wonderful. Terry, thank you for what you do, and keep up the good work. And again, coming up December 10th is that special dinner and auction event, so there's plenty of time for you to get involved. But don't procrastinate it. Call, or not, don't call. Go to the website right now and check it out. That's redemptionridge.com. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay, God bless you. All right. See you next time on Focus Today.